I'm with Isabella Dawis, who is a playwright, actor, musician, and she is the writer of one of our audio stories for our audio series called You Shall Hear Me, Stories from Beyond. Isabella, how are you?
I'm good. I'm in a cabin, as you can see. Yeah, there's a fire burning in a wood stove over there in the corner.
That's so
It feels
awesome.
very autumnal.
Oh, good. It sounds like a perfect setting for our conversation about your story.
I knew I wanted to do some research because I wanted my piece to be historically based and also to have a local lens. I was watching the Asian American documentary, the one that aired on PBS, and I saw someone had a t-shirt on that said Camp Savage, Minnesota. And as a Minnesotan, my cartoon eyes went like that. And Camp Savage was a language school for Japanese language and culture run by the American military to aid their efforts in World War II.
What about this story inspired you the most? Like, what about it is the most resonant with you that you wanted to bring it into both your playwriting and your story writing?
There were 6,000 Japanese American, most of them men, who were taken to train in the Japanese language in order to help the American military. And I found that such a fraught position. It's kind of a classic Asian American question: whose side are you on? Are you American or are you a foreigner? And then I ended up discovering the story of Dan Patch, whose owner, Marion Savage, is the namesake of that town. And Dan Patch was this incredibly famous racehorse at the time of the early 20th century. He was an incredibly fast horse that no horse could outrun him. So he would race against the clock. He was supposed to be like preternaturally wise and this communicative, and people thought that he had this soul and was an incredibly good being. And then he also just kind of fell into oblivion after he died. He's buried out by the Minnesota River, but there isn't even any marker or placard or anything to commemorate him. And I thought that was such an American story. So both of these, the story of Camp Savage and the story of Dan Patch, the racehorse, I just found them to be really circling around this idea of what does it mean to be American? What does it mean to be an achiever? What does it mean to be recognized? What is your value as an American citizen? So that's what I wanted to explore in my piece. And I also wanted to make it a ghost story too.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's perfect for this series in October. So I encourage everybody out there to listen to the audio story. And we're so honored, Isabella, that you continue to work with us and that you continue to give us the opportunity to produce your work. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited for this to drop.
Cool.